Well, the weekend is shaping up to be fantastic. You know I'm going to pick up a brisket on the way home so I can smoke it and smoke it hard.
Of course. Smoke it hard.
That being said, it's a great time to, of course, be outside and enjoy. But our movie guy has two suggestions that might keep you inside, maybe just in the evening. First, he's going to sit down with the cast of the new Tom Clancy movie, Without Remorse.
Everybody would like to talk to you.
John, if you're done in there, we need you to get back in the field.
Now, the action in this is so nonstop, which must be like physically demanding for you, which isn't necessarily new, but do you love that adrenaline rush or do you fear those days of filming?
I love it. Like, I mean, I definitely look forward to, those moments where, you got to stunt, the next day and, the night before you're, going, over it in your head because you've rehearsed it so many times and you kind of prepared for it. So, yeah, I definitely look forward to those.
There's all different kinds, obviously, of acting that you can do, but it's really fun to do the stuff that's like where you're playing the hero and you're, saving the day and you're fighting for your life. It's like, it's so physical to put yourself into it, and that's, really fun.
Did you know about the character or the role going into this and the impact your character would have on the story when you read the script, or did it take you all by surprise?
No, I read the script and I instantly understood why he went on this rampage, and I could relate to that. Anyone would feel like that. And so, no, it didn't take me by surprise. I was like, oh, okay, we can do this.
Did you get to talk to any Navy SEALs just to learn about like what the job is actually like versus what your character's written like in the script?
Yeah, I mean, for me, my character is very much CIA. So it's a different, we kind of like play on that idea that like these different governmental agencies kind of split in the way that they handle things. Clancy does always an amazing job at finding that accuracy with these people and these people in these extreme situations. So we're very lucky to have those people advising us.
Well, Paul McGuire Grimes, that very one who's new best friends with Michael B. Jordan, joins us to talk about this movie. Paul, I'm curious. I'm asking as we're watching that, do we think this is going to be any good? And then I thought, oh, why don't I ask Paul? Paul, is this movie any good?
I had a blast with this one. This is a high-octane, edge-of-your-seat action ride, and it is go, go, go from the very beginning, and it never lets up. And the premise is that Michael B. Jordan plays this Navy SEAL who, after his wife is gunned down, he goes on this revenge mission, which then opens up this kind of web of corruption that he didn't really know about. It also stars Jamie Bell, like you saw, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Lauren London as well.
Sometimes I think in an action movie, it can run a little thin on legitimate plot and story, and you're kind of watching explosions. But this is a Tom Clancy novel, and it's a real page turner. So does it deliver in terms of a script?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I think that these are really complicated characters. I mean, the John Kelly character, who's from the Jack Ryan series that Tom Clancy has created, he goes about some unethical ways, but you're still rooting for him along the way. And some of the traditional twists and turns that are in this genre. A lot of people like to call it dad fiction, but that's okay. Like, I still had fun with it. And Michael B. Jordan is just a beast. Just he puts himself in there, all of his own stunts. So you are rooting for him along the way, and he produces it, and he clearly sets up for a franchise. At the end of this one, you're like, I want more of this character.
I would see this.
Ask Paul how many ticket stubs.
How many ticket stubs, Paul?
3.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. This is perfect after like a long week and you just want to like veg out on the couch with a bucket of popcorn and sweatpants. Put this on and you'll have a blast.
Alrighty, we like that. Paul is not done talking with fancy stars. He also talked with the cast of The Mosquito Coast. This is based on a best-selling novel of the same name from 40 years ago. Now it's a new series for Apple TV. Take a look at this.
Everything's complicated, but there's always a solution.
Each episode is on a cliffhanger. Did you guys feel that way when reading the scripts?
100%. I definitely, when we'd have like 2 or 3 scripts ahead of what we were shooting, and I would definitely always be Gabriel's my go-to, where I would just send him an audio message of, do you see what we're doing? I'm so scared to do this, because it was almost intimidating to know that was our future, and he would always kind of wing. He's like, I'm gonna wait until we're shooting it, and I think that was a good on his part.
I don't think either of us knew the arc at all. If you had told me how my character's arc ended, or like where it was at the end of the season, even like halfway through, I would have never believed you.
Right now, we need to go. They found us. We're gonna get somewhere safe. So long, America. Have a nice day.
I love that you shot on location in Mexico because I feel like that doesn't happen a lot. Are there parts of Mexican culture and cuisine that still stick out to you?
Oh my gosh, it makes me hungry just thinking about it, you know, like we were all over Mexico and each region has such a beautiful delicacy and their cuisine and their artifacts and their crafts and the way they like to have their tequila or not, or their mezcal. Or
you were filming this when the pandemic broke out. What went through your head as a producer and actor when you had to shut down production?
The day that we shot down, we were shooting in one of Mexico City's largest outdoor open markets, like within throngs of people. And obviously we were getting the same news that everyone else was in early March and going like, we should maybe, huddle on this. And so then we just had that long hiatus like everyone else did, where I was here in New York on lockdown. And then once we got back to shooting, it was weirdly wonderful.
Well, it looks interesting. Paul, you have been able to check out a couple of the first episodes that just came out today on Apple TV+. What'd you think?
I actually got to watch all 7 episodes.
Whoa!
Released today, and it will be releasing weekly after this, and it definitely is that kind of appointment viewing television because there are cliffhangers at the end of each episode. It's a nail biter. It's so stressful, and I love there's this mystery, this paranoia, especially with the Justin Theroux character who leads his family into Mexico to kind of get away from the government, all these other nefarious figures. And if you're thinking, I've heard this title before, it is based off the book The Mosquito Coast that Paul Theroux, Justin Theroux's uncle, wrote, and it was made into a movie in the 80s with Harrison Ford.
That's the one you remember, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The series which acts as a prequel, kind of setting up to where this is going. So by the end of the 7th episode, you're like, I need more. What is happening? Because it's just a small piece of a much larger story.
Wow, interesting. Are you in on that one?
I think so. I think I'm going to check them out.
So 4 out of 5 ticket stubs for this too. I think that you will want to keep watching week after week. I watched in about 3 different settings, and it definitely will hook you.
Alrighty, good stuff, Paul. Good to see you as always, buddy. Have a wonderful weekend. Visit Paul's website, paulstriptothemovies.com. He's got updates on movies and streaming services. You can also listen to him on the Colleen and Bradley show. Comes on right after the Dawn and Steve show on My Talk 107.1. He's on every Friday. You can also watch him on his YouTube channel called Paul's Trip to the Movies, and we would love to thank TCL's movie trip sponsor, Musca Lighting. We've been looking at some really pretty lighting they've got.
Yes.
Well, we know this. Spring means we're heading outside. Great time to focus on your outdoor lighting. Musca Lighting has everything that you need to update your home to the latest trends. You can visit one of their showrooms in Eden Prairie or Roseville today. Donna, I'm going to do a very dramatic read now.